Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, my name is Ardum, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon. This episode will start a bit differently because we've had a portion of the Crimson Court unlocked. I got myself Cornerstone's event, and one blueprint was awarded. Now, I can't figure out why Cornerstone's dropped. I didn't kill a boss or do a mission with like any bonus that I could see. I went back into the video and it was just a good old-fashioned, ordinary, short, mission. So, don't know why I got a blueprint, but I got a blueprint, and I'm going to spend a few minutes looking at what the blueprints are and talking to you about them and what my impressions are of them. And then I'll probably spend a few minutes talking about what my plans are and how to use them, as well as what my focuses will be for upgrades to my hamlet to make sure that I'm not soaking up too many heirlooms doing the wrong things and I stay on track and on mission. And then I'll probably do a short or a medium mission. So let's start from the start, or start at the end. Red Hook, the Red Hook. This, I think, is just a completionist thing where if you have the gold and the crests, you can just show that you've done everything by burning a whole lot of money. It's ancient Native American tradition of inviting all of your enemies over, digging a hole, and setting all this money and wealth on fire just to show how powerful you are and you can afford to throw it away. That's the Red Hook. I don't know what that tradition is pronounced as. I think it's potlatch or potluck. No idea. The Red Hook, it's just burning money. Next up we have the Bank, which is interest gained on saved gold, 5% per week, which is, it's not too shabby to be honest if you're already rocking huge piles of money, which I don't typically find myself doing, but again, never actually finished the game before, so I could be doing it wrong. Costs 15k in gold, 50 portraits, which looks like a lot, but actually isn't once you get towards the late game, and one blueprint. Next up we have the Cartographer's Camp. This one's a bit more affordable-ish. 300 crests and 5k golds. It says Torchlight is more beneficial. What that means, I don't know, but if it lets you have a better chance of surprise and reveal and stuff, that would be fantastic. Again, Cartographer seems to imply something about mapping, so it gives us a better scout chance. I'd be thrilled, but it just says Torchlight is more beneficial, and we'll have to buy it and discover how it works. Next up, we have the Granary, which gives us plus 15 healing when eating, which could come in very handy. I'm not sure how that would round up, though, because normally healing will give you between 1, 2, or 3, I think. Maybe 4? I think 3 is the max. Don't know, not sure. I have to go back and watch some of my older videos to double check. And that plus 15%, if it's just 1 heal as a basic, then plus 15 would just be 1 heal. So, even 3 health would just be 1 health. So I'm not sure how that works, but that's all fine. And also some food is granted for free, and this one is 60 busts, which is also a pretty good deal of busts in the grand scheme of things, but it's relatively cheap. Next up we have the Puppet Theatre, which increases idle stress relief in town by 10 per week, which is just fine. Again, if you want to leave people in town just to have their stress resolved slowly, that's completely fine. And having that happen faster is completely fine as well. I generally don't find that happens to me too often. Again, I've got guys with pretty minimal stress levels here, and it's just because I haven't really been using gestures in my parties or getting the right upgrades as yet, because I'm at pretty low levels. Next up we have the Sanguine Minters, and I've done a little bit of googling, and a lot of people on Reddit swear that this thing is bugged, and I'll put it out there. I'm probably not going to get this straight up, but what this does is it generates 2 bottles of blood, which is very useful if you get the Curse Affliction, which cannot be cured and just has to be lived with as far as we know. Because everyone's really only 1 day into playing this game. But again, this gives you 2 bottles of the blood brewed per week, which will help you keep your party from weakening and dying, or should I say people in your party from weakening and dying, if they have the craving for the blood and the rock and roll music and the internets. In any case, next up we have Halcyon Hand, which is a crit and scout chance boost for Bounty Hunter, Grave Robber, and Highwayman, which is pretty nice. It's a lot of portraits though. Again, 80 crests, 100 portraits. I get that you get more portraits than you get, 80 busts, I should say, 100 portraits. I get that you get more, well, actually, you get more portraits. So, you should have to pay more for it. And again, you get more deeds, because I assume the way that it works is you get a maximum stack of, is it like 3 busts and 4 portraits and 6 deeds? So that's how that multiplier works. Any case, that's going to be a handy one down the line when I can afford it. It's only 5k gold. Next up we have Altar of the Light, which is again for Crusaders, Vessels, Flagellants, which is stun resist and plus 10% healing skills. Very, very nice. 200 deeds. I can't see myself getting that anytime soon, given higher and more important priorities like topping up the wagon train, whatever it's called. What is it called? The stagecoach, and upgrading the blacksmith. Those things are much bigger priorities for me, so I can't see that happening anytime soon. But I can see that's worthwhile. You know, absolutely worthwhile. Next up, Training Ring. So it applies to the Arbalist, Houndmaster, and Man at Arms. Plus 4 accuracy and plus 10% max HP. That's pretty awesome. Especially because I typically find that my Houndmasters get a bit squishy. So I'm definitely going to strongly consider putting together a Training Ring, because I want to be using pretty heavy parties of Houndmasters. I've got a silly idea of using a party of only Houndmasters as a bit of a gag down the line at some stage. We'll see how that works out. Next we have Athenaeum, which applies to the Antiquarian, Occultist, and Plague Doctor. That's Blight skill chance, which is going to be so useful when we get to champion level dungeons, where every little bit helps. Plus 50% debuff skill chance, same deal. I would love to have my debuffs actually work more readily. And Knowledge Curios heal 15 stress. I'm not sure what classifies as a Knowledge Curio. I might need to do some digging to figure that out, but less stress is better. Again, pretty heavy price in deeds, but as we go through this list, like 110 deeds, 200 deeds, like these are all like costing like a lot of deeds. The bank so far is kind of the cheapest one to do. The only question is whether the payoff is ever going to be worthwhile. If you just spend your money rather than banking it up, you're not going to get much interest out of it. If you've got, 100,000 gold, not that I can ever see you having 100,000 gold, you'll get 5 gold every turn for free. If you have 10,000 gold, you'll get 500 gold for free, and every little bit helps. But that means it's going to take you 30 turns to make your money back. And that's not bad. I mean, game will go for 100, 200 turns, depending on how you want to play it. And I'm going to be playing this game for a good long time, so getting the bank early would be a good thing. But again, I just need to use those portraits to upgrade the guild hall first and foremost. We're jumping back. Performance hall. This is one I can afford right now if I want to. Jestro, negative 10% stress, plus 2 speed, plus 33% damage from Finale. That's pretty good, to be honest, and it's pretty cheap, but it only applies to one character and one class, which means that is kind of a lot of crests to burn, especially when you need them for other things. Carrying on, the final item in the list is the Outsider's Bonfire, which gives you 2 additional respite points, which are, when you're camping and you have a certain number of action points that you can spend on activities or skills, yeah, you get 2 more of those if you have at least one Abomination Hellion or Leper in your party. And looking through this list, it's a bit of a strange one, because you get like direct skill buffs and like extra HP and extra accuracy on all these houses, and if you have an Abomination Hellion or a Leper in your party, all you get is more action points. Yeah, it's kind of a weak one. It's cheap, a lot of crests, and while the districts are really interesting, and I can see they're going to add like a lot of variety to the late game play, because I mean, looking at things like like plus 2% crit and plus 5% scouting chance for 3 classes, or extra healing, or extra accuracy and maximum HP in the Training Ring, like that's really going to bias how you play the late game. And if all you can afford is 1 or 2 of them, then it's still going to bias you. Well, it's definitely going to bias you if you only have 1 of them. And it's going to be a really, really long crawl to have all of them. Now, I mean, we have gotten extra missions, and they do yield loot, so I guess there's more heirlooms, there's more cash in the economy. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be jumping on getting any of these things too quickly, aside from the bank, which like will give me the best yield early, if that makes sense. But my priority is still going to have to be getting the guild hall up and maxing that out. Again, like I've got 13 right now, I need 15 to get Mastery Level 3, which I have to be competitive and make it through against another we remember that crocodile thing, that horrible Doom crocodile that I faced off against in the first Crimson Court mission. Like, I need better skills to be able to actually survive those things, and I need also to have better damage and better dodge in the blacksmith. So this is the second part of things. The priorities I'm going to have as I'm focusing through the next couple of like hours of gameplay. It's going to have to be focused. Like, I've got roster level like 2 right now, and I can afford to go up to a roster of 20. But a roster of 20 right now is only going to give me more level 0s. And level 0s don't yield a lot of cash. I get like between 8 and 10k of gold, and that gets spent really fast as they level up. Not that spending the money is a problem. Spending the money is a good thing, to be clear. Like, I want to spend the money. But I want to spend the money first on taking care of their quirks before they get locked in. That's the key priority, because if I don't take care of them early, just like with Fromentin here, his Hieromania just gets locked in. The longer I wait, the more entrenched they are and the more expensive it is to get rid of. So I guess the recruitment plan is, let's actually take care of the guys we have, which are pretty mixed parties. We've got lots of level 1s, quite a few level 0s. Let's level those guys up to 1 or 2, and while it does make curing them more expensive, it means that when I'm ready, or rather, when I have to recruit more level 0s, the first thing I can do is throw them into the sanitarium. Now that necessitates that I have a treatment ward that's opened up. And treatment wards are relatively patient cells. Okay, the next one is 20, and I can probably afford that really, really soon, but it's going to be a really long wait till I get to level 3 and have 3 of these treatment wards unlocked, and that's going to be really, really expensive. So I've kind of got to balance a lot of priorities here. I'm probably going to leave the Abbey completely alone. Again, I just typically find that I get to upgrade the guild side of things much more quickly. I can abandon the tavern. Again, I'm pretty good at stress management. I'm going to like not upgrade either the tavern or the Abbey. Leave those buildings pretty much as they are for as long as I can. Focus on getting the guild upgrades up. Focus on getting the blacksmith upgrades up. And again, the problem with the blacksmith upgrades, and this is kind of a bit silly, and I'm crapping on for far too long about this. Forgive the swear there. Is that it's not enough to just get the upgrade. You have to have the cash to actually upgrade the guys. And I mean, while the cost of these is like 750, these will be 1,000. And so full upgrade is 2k right there, and go up to level 3 is going to be $1.5 grand, and you kind of have to balance a lot of different priorities. So I am going to be saving up to 40 deeds and 82 crests to upgrade these things. I'm definitely going to prioritize that, but I'm also going to need to have like 25, 30k of gold so that I can at least upgrade a single strong party of 3s into strong 3s and 4s. Like, I have to have that gold. Next up on the guild side of things, you know, hey, this Instructor Mastery isn't very, very far away, but I've got to balance upgrading these guys with limiting the cost of that coming through. I can probably take the hit. I can take the hit, to be honest, like, but that means I just need to have more towards like 35, 40k of gold to spend on that first strong party. That might be excessive. Like, the upgrades, once the base skills are unlocked, everything is a lot cheaper. We're talking about like 250, 400, 500 gold to get an upgrade through for level 3s and 4s. But I still need to have that cash. And there are 4 skills per, which means, what, it's 400 each, roughly, off the top of my head, which means 1,200 per character, plus 2,000, that's 3,500, 3,500 to 4,000 for every character. I want to have 4 characters at play, and so I need 15k right there, and another 15k for the next party, and another 15k for the next party. And so if I fill up my roster, if I expand the size of my roster early on, it just doesn't play out as well. In the meantime, if I just focus on getting that one strong party up and playing them until they max out to 5, then I'm going to be in the same situation again. I'm going to have to keep upgrading that guild hall. I'm going to keep having to upgrade the blacksmith, and I'm going to have to, spend a lot of money on removing quirks. I don't have to. To be clear, I don't have to get rid of quirks, the negative ones. I don't have to block in positive ones. I just need to be very choiceful about which characters I bring along to different kinds of dungeons, because of debuffs, because of stress, because of light levels, because of all sorts of things. And that adds quite a bit of complexity to the game. which is fun. Like this is one of the reasons why I like the game. There are a lot of, for a side-scrolling, position-based, like random number generated driven, like party combat game. This game has a lot of depth. It has a lot of depth, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, because of that depth and because of these priorities, the priorities of making sure that my people are strong and capable and skilled and armed and armored and sane, except for Thorell, who should stay as insane as he likes until his heart breaks. Yeah, I'm probably going to be leaving Blueprints alone for a while. Again, maybe except for the bank. Depending on where my party starts to plateau, where things start to even out. Yeah, I'm thinking, it's probably the bank will be the first district that I get. Definitely not going to be picking up that Jester district just because I can afford it right now, because I need those crests for something else. Like, I need 38 crests right here. I already have it, but I need, like, 80 more to get the next level of Instructor Mastery and Blacksmith, so that I can upgrade the Stagecoach at some stage to start pawning out level 1s, which save me a bit of money in upgrades in the when I recruit them, when they come up, if they come up at all. So, gosh, I don't know how long I've been carrying on. I didn't remember to turn on a timer this time around. So I might actually not press on to the mission. I might actually just keep this one as a short little update video, just thinking about my thoughts as to how I'm going to progress with the changes in the game, thanks to the Crimson Court. Again, just quickly jumping back to the embark point, my infestation level is still low. I don't know how that works yet, but I'm sure I'm going to discover it, much to my surprise and horror. But yeah, I'm really enjoying thinking about what I'm going to do. I'm really enjoying planning out my next moves. And, one of the things that comes with a fresh start is I'm really enjoying an empty graveyard. Oh, golly. Alright, well, guys, I hope you forgive this short episode. It's going to be a bit of, thinking man's update. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Ardoom. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this hasn't been too dull for you. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.